start with questions.
Is Martin out of the protocol?
Not yet.
But you're already feeling better about him and Martin's playing?
They're limited. We'll see what they do later on this week.
Just your overall thoughts about Jacksonville, coming off the game that they had. Do you expect them to be a little bit tougher this week?
Well, they're going to be tough out every week. They got talent at every level on both sides of the football. We played them the last 2 years. We know it's going to be a tough ball game. It's a talented group.
Is that as big a challenge for Sam as any because of how good their defense is?
Well, they're big every week. I don't think one's bigger than the other. It's the biggest one because it's the one this week, but everybody's going to have talented players.
Todd, do you think that Sam has been too reliant on Quincy? You just look at the distribution. Quincy's got probably a third of the targets. Would you like for him to maybe spread the wealth a little bit more?
I mean, we try to spread it, but based on the coverages and things that they do, they play out that way sometimes, but it'll even out as the year goes on.
What impresses you most about the Jaguars' pass rush?
Well, they're talented and they play together. You know, they're in sync. They understand where each other are going to be, and that's big for 4 guys down that front.
Todd, what are your thoughts on Jamal saying on the radio that there was no game plan and they weren't prepared for Baker Mayfield?
Well, he misspoke. He didn't mean it, and he's a young player. And part of having a young player as a leader, sometimes he's going to have growing pains, and it's a teachable moment. He understands that. We talked about it.
What did he mean?
I don't even want to go into it, but it's just making excuses. I'm not trying to make excuses.
Is it a bad look, though, Todd, when one of your star players and one of the bigger parts of this team says that you guys weren't prepared?
It's not a bad look. It's a young player. I know what he meant. Our team knows what he meant, and we moved on from there. So it's not a bad look. It's part of a young player getting older and dealing with the media. And he's going to have some growing pains, but we'll work through them, and he'll be fine.
Any of the 4 guys who didn't practice today have serious enough injuries that they definitely out this week?
Too early to tell.
Todd, I think it was like a month ago when Jamal had a similar thing where he talked about how last year guys were dogging it, and you said, he's got to learn from it. Is this kind of the same thing almost?
He's still a young player. He's still a young player. He's going to make some mistakes. This won't be the last one he makes going forward, but he understands where he is, and I understand where he is, and I'm fine.
Were you at all, your first reaction when you heard it, were you at all kind of
Not really.
upset?
No.
What was your first reaction?
I didn't have one.
You didn't have a reaction at all?
No.
Todd, what makes the Jaguars defense one of the special ones in the league?
Like I said, they got talent on every level. They got all-pro corners. They got ball-hawking linebackers. They got run stoppers and pass rushers, and they have 2 levels of them. It's not just like it's the first unit. The second unit plays pretty well, too, and they're pretty well stocked over there.
So, Todd, when you go up against a defense that's talented on every level, do you go try to attack whatever perceived weakness there is, or do you just try to do whatever your offense does best?
Because they're good doesn't mean you're not going to challenge them. I mean, we feel like we have good players, too, and we're going to challenge them and do the things we need to do to win the ball game. Understandably, every week you're going to have to go through good players to try to win the ball game, and that's what we have to do. You can't shy away from them. You have to do your job better than they do their job.
Why has Chris Herndon not been more involved through 3 games?
He's getting more involved. I mean, it's 3 games. The season goes on. He's working himself in, and we're working him in, and we'll get him more involved.
What makes Jalen Ramsey so good, and how do they use it? Do they move him around on the opponent's top receiver, or how do they deploy him?
They do both. I mean, he can stay on one side, he can move around, but the other one's good just as well. He's long, he's tall. He can play man and zone. He loves to play the game. He has a hunger for it. He's quick. I mean, he's got all the tools a great corner has.
When you go up against a player like that, Todd, would you shy away from a player like that? Or?
No, you got to play what they give you, and you believe in your guys as well. So you just hope they win some of their matchups. He'll win some, but we got to win our share of them too.
Todd, there was a report that you are taking back some play calling from Casey. I think in 2-minute situations. Is that accurate?
100% false, completely a lie. If somebody said it didn't come out of my mouth, I have no idea where it came from, so I got nothing else to speak on it about. I haven't done any of it, and I don't know where it came from. It didn't happen. It hasn't happened. I'm pretty much a straight shooter. If I got something to say, I would probably say it. It would come out of my mouth. It never came out of my mouth, and it never happened. End of discussion. It never happened. It's not going to happen. If I want to take the play call or call something from the offense, I have that prerogative to do as a head coach. I never did any of that.
So Casey will continue to do it.
He's doing what he's been doing.
At the same time, could you just speak to the 2-minute situations? I mean, it's something you guys worked on probably every day in the summer in situational football, and yet, especially at the end of the first halves, the team got given a score each game at the end of the first half.
Well, the penalties hurt us when we got off the field. The penalties hurt us when we got off the field, and we had a defensive breakdown that put them in field goal range, and that hurt us. It was that simple.
How's the communication been, though?
Communication's been fine.
Did you have an issue with the call on Tremaine on the sideline on that third down? Todd, he handed the ball to Landry and they called him for a personal foul.
They call him a lot of things these days, so, I mean, it was a 15-yarder. We got to move on and move on from it, so we're on to Jacksonville this week. The Cleveland game is distant memory for me.
From a teaching perspective, though, do you have to find out?
You teach all the time. You try to teach all the time on things they calling and not calling, so we make sure we look at not just that, but other plays around the league.
Do you have any concern about the way they're calling the roughing the passer penalties, and have you had to change anything teaching-wise as a result?
Well, you try to do it the right way. I mean, sometimes the tackle is inevitable when you're tackling. I don't know how you can slide to the side on the guy in midair. You don't try to drive him in the ground. It's been tough. I mean, fortunately, we haven't been called for any, and we just got to keep monitoring that and try to do it the right way. I'm not saying other people aren't doing it the right way. It's a tough call right now. It's a tough call.
Todd, back to what Jamal said. Were you guys prepared for Baker? Did you feel like you were ready to?
We moved on to Jacksonville. I'm not talking about Cleveland.
How did left tackle fare? The backup to the head plan for Robinson.
He played well. He moved his feet well, and he's a good player. Like I said, they got people on every level.
Everybody good? Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thanks, Todd.